All right, we're live. So very excited today to introduce Christy Newman, who has just partnered us with us from. Okay, what city are you actually in? I know you're in the Durham region, but what city do you actually live in?
Yeah, so I'm in Ashburn, which is part of Whitby. So
Part
just
of Whitby.
Toronto, yeah.
Okay. Well, we were talking yesterday, and you were just telling me that Durham region it's huge. It covers a whole bunch of cities, right? So, what cities again does it cover? Because
So
you've covered this whole area, right?
yeah. We've got Pickering, Ajax, Uxbridge, or sort of, I'm just going to name some of the big ones. Then Whitby, Oshawa, Bowmanville, Newcastle, Port Perry.
Wow.
What else is up here? Ashburn, Brooklyn. Brooklyn's growing like insane, which is just south of us. We just saw some land surveyors coming up to where we are, so it's exciting out here.
That's good. That's good. So, Catherine and Michelle have also joined us today. Catherine, you've been in for a little while, and Michelle, you've been in even longer. So, just so that people know, Michelle introduced Catherine to the business, and now Catherine's introduced it to her sister Christy, who's in a different board. And now, do you know how many agents are in your board?
That's a good question. I haven't looked recently. Yeah, so I don't know, but there's a lot.
Yeah.
Because I'm right by Toronto too, so I'm technically on the Toronto board, but then the Durham board here is enormous as well. So it's, I think I don't know exactly.
Tons of potential for growth, that's for sure. So welcome everybody. So Christy, you know what? This is all about letting people know where you are now and what you're doing, and but I always like to get started by asking you a little bit about your history and where you came from, and maybe you can start with that and tell us, because you guys do have some history here, right, with the family and everything else, and so maybe give us a little bit background on you first.
Sure. So Catherine and I grew up in a real estate family. My mom and dad owned a RE/MAX office that they bought that was going out of business, actually. It was down to like very few agents, like 2-3 agents. They grew that RE/MAX to the biggest brokerage in Durham region, not just the biggest RE/MAX, but the biggest real estate brokerage. So we grew up in that. They bought a second franchise, opened that in Brooklyn. Eventually sold both businesses. And so we grew up in real estate. So I think my mom got her license when I was 10 years old, and I'm 42. So we've been living that real estate lifestyle for me anyways, 32 years. So I've lived it a long time. And so growing up around the office, started cleaning the office. I started cleaning the office at like, I think I was 12 or 13. I started cleaning the office, and then at nights and weekends, then I got to move up to it. Yeah. So that was exciting. So Catherine was there too. So we moved up. I took over that cleaning when you moved up. It's true.
Oh, you're the rookie.
Thanks for that. The rookie. So I moved up to admin nights and weekends. So paperwork, dealing with all the agents. We had at that time 50 plus agents. So, and it was back in the day when you didn't have the computer systems quite the same. They were just coming in. So we were answering 12 phone lines, dealing with agents coming, going, fax machines. We didn't have scanning. The daily feature sheets from the boards would come in. We had to print them in this huge book every day of all the new listings that were coming. It was pretty intense. So we grew up in that. So that's just been my life.
Which is okay because I mean I'm doing the same thing with my kids, right? And it's like, they started by cleaning the toilets, right? And you got to start at the bottom, work your way up.
You need to understand the whole business, right? It's a customer service industry, not only. So we come to it from a brokerage perspective where the customers are your agents, right? Yeah. You're running that brokerage, but then it filters down to how they deal with their clients, which is the customers, the buying and selling. So it's seeing that business at all different levels, which gives you, I think, a really great understanding of how it works. So.
Yep. So, okay. So moving forward, then you become a realtor, right? Mm-hmm. And so how long have you been an actual realtor now?
For 5 years.
Yeah.
So 5 years. So I train horses as well. I have a horse farm and train for the Olympic sport. So I do that as well and have studied that for a long time. So so 5 years ago, I got into real estate, been doing some flip properties, some, I would say regular buying and selling for clients, and then investment stuff. Yeah.
then Catherine comes along and talks to you about EXP, but you had already looked into the model, I guess, right? So Catherine was a little quicker to make the move, but then what? So tell us the whole story about how that all took place.
Yeah, so I think our family had collectively been talking and said, like, we knew some people that had moved over to EXP and went, oh, this is interesting, and then sort of kind of looked at the model, and then Catherine and I sort of were having a discussion about it, going, wow, like, this is really interesting, and it's something we maybe need to look at. So, independently, we kind of looked into it further, and then Catherine made the jump, which was cool. And then for me, and I think the reason the whole discussion came up was with COVID, for me anyways, I've been looking at companies and businesses where I want to put my money and my energy, right? So my time. So literally just where I'm buying things. I feel like we vote with our dollars, right? And where we shop and do work, right? Yeah. So I've been looking at companies and how they were pivoting and making shifts during COVID. And some of the companies, just in general, I've seen like some of the car companies and stuff shifting very poorly. And so I've been looking for a while for something that I wanted to maybe open a brokerage that offered a whole bunch of sort of virtual and progressive sort of technology. But the expense of starting something like that is like insane and coming up and reinventing the wheel. And then EXP sort of falls on my lap and goes like, and here, have it on a platter. So how cool is that, right? Yeah. And I think during COVID, it's made me really realize that companies need to be able to pivot. The world's never going to go back to the way it was. We need to be progressive in how we're thinking, and being with a company or any companies that can shift quickly to offer a better service for their customers is really important. And I feel like any brokerage, the customers are the agents, right? So with looking at the EXP model and how it's all digital and all virtual and you can work from anywhere, I feel like you can really offer a way better service to your clients for buying and selling. I feel like it's a way better lifestyle for the agents, meaning all of us. And so I just feel like it's enormous opportunity. And you look at, say, a company like Amazon that's digital, right? Yeah. Look at how they're killing it right now. And because they're offering a tremendous service, right? I want to spend my money there, which is, I know it's not, say, local, although I'm shopping way more local probably than I ever have, only because I'm really identifying where is stuff being made, who's it impacting. But Amazon's convenient, right? And it's safe because you don't have to go out, and having that digital virtual presence is I think really important right now. So so that's sort of my thought behind.
It's funny. It's funny because we were built for this environment, right? So I think what happened when COVID hit last year, we actually grew more than what the company actually expected it to grow. And, we had some growing pains because they were like, oh my God, like the world's going to shut down. But meanwhile, agents like yourself and Michelle and Catherine are realizing like, wow, they've got everything. Like, I think back if I had my own brokerage still, I don't know what it would have looked like. I had one of my agents say that to me. She goes, imagine if you still had your own brokerage. And I knew that this was good for me as a broker owner, but I also knew that it was better for all the agents around us, right? And what's really cool right now is that we're attracting agents that are top producing good agents. And you look at you and your family and the potential there of what could go on. And I mean, you mentioned your mom and dad, when they looked at this model, they've been around for how long? How long have they been in the real estate industry?
Yeah, 34 years, 30, I think we just talked about this. 30 plus years for my mom, and almost the same for my dad. Yeah.
So when you get somebody like that has some amazing credibility and has had that background with corporate, real estate, and then they look at this and go, yeah, this is a good deal. I mean, that's what's exciting, right? We're not just getting brand new agents. We're getting really good, credible agents, right? Like yourself. And
it's an opportunity, right? It's a huge opportunity for people. And again, it's quality of life, right? I mean, I know for sure COVID has made us all look at where we're living, how we're doing business, and how we want it's been an awesome opportunity to kind of set up your life differently. honestly. And being able to work from your phone or from your computer and anywhere, and having enormous support literally at the end of your fingertips. And the training, that's the other thing that I think is huge. For new realtors or people that have come from that 9-to-5 regular scheduled job, I feel like EXP has bridges that gap, like that lily pad jump for people to go into that being an entrepreneur. So the training that they provide is scheduled, and there's so much of it. I think it's like 40 plus hours of live training a week you could be on. So now you can pick and choose. What's that?
There's so much support and training that I can't even keep up. I mean, you want to know about the newest social media? No problem. You got it. You want to know about the newest marketing? No problem. You got it. I got Michelle texting me every day. Okay, you got to check this out. You got to check that out. I've got Peter every day. Okay, you got to do this. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It's amazing.
I think what's so cool about it is that how you were saying that a lot of companies had to pivot and change and adapt. Our company didn't have to do that. EXP was already ahead of the game. They were already there with all these virtual platforms and training and mentorship and healthcare and all these things they already had in place. They didn't really have to pivot other than, holy moly, we have to hire 100 more people because, wow, look at all the agents coming on, onboarding. Look at all the deals. We broke records months in a row. They, like, our deals secretaries, they were like, everyone chill. We need to hire like 5 more people just for Ontario alone so we could get all these deals processed. Just hang tight with us. But in terms of pivoting, I don't think EXP had to do it at all. We were there. We were ahead of the game. Like, there was not even a question that we were the early adapters. We were already doing it. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
Where did the dog come from?
You're working from home. I love it. No, you're right. And reinventing the wheel. So for me to maybe open a brokerage and want to do similar things, the amount of capital you would have to invest and time to be able to create something like this, it just made sense to jump on board. And I think, what did they grow up here? You can verify this, but it was like 17,000 agents worldwide to 40,000 this year.
What? Just over a year.
But
we opened in 4 new countries last year and opening in 4 more this year. Like, we're in India, Portugal, Italy, France. Like, that's huge. Mexico. We're in Puerto Rico now. Like, it's global. There's no stopping it. Not even a chance.
I think too with the, I think the big difference too, besides being virtual and having unbelievable training for people and that kind of, it's offering huge value to the agents, which then of course filters down to huge value for your customers, like buying and selling. I feel like the revenue sharing is huge. Like that revenue share model that is different than a profit share model makes us all owners. So now you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to start a brokerage. You don't have to do all the admin that a brokerage requires, which, as salespeople, we're connectors, right? We're not admin people necessarily. Good salespeople aren't anyways, right? You can hire admin people. And this company already has that. We don't have to think about that. We can just do what we do best, which is connect and help people, right? So we can be of better service. Our admin team is better service because that's what they are. They're good, fantastic at admin. That's not my thing.
When I started my brokerage, the first 5 years was implementing systems, and I had to take coaching. I was actually part of a coaching program, the Craig Proctor coaching program, which was amazing. But I was spending $1,500 a month to learn how to implement all those systems. Whereas now you can step in, get the coaching for free, get the systems for free. Somebody this morning made a comment to me about, well, it's a recruiting company, and I don't know that I want to recruit. And I said, well, okay, that's one aspect of it, right? The other aspect, though, is that we have agents that have come on board that have bought into the coaching side of it and now have tripled and quadrupled their businesses in 12 months because they've taken part in the coaching and they've taken part. So, and then now the coolest thing for brand new agents, because I saw something on Facebook this morning, somebody asking, I'm a brand new agent, what should I do, right? So of course, all the questions, all the different suggestions were crazy, but somebody said join a team, and this is one big team. But now EXP just introduced the 90-day boot camp for brand new agents where they can come in and they can learn everything on how to run a business, not just the admin side of things, but how to run their businesses. So how is that? I mean, what other companies are doing that kind of, are that dedicated to training their agents to make sure that they're profitable and they're good? Because I don't even know what the stat is anymore, but it's crazy how many agents fail within the first couple of years. And it's because they don't have that support. And being online, I think we're even getting more support now than I've ever seen anywhere before, right?
I think exactly to that too, Pierre, is that because we're all owners of the company, it changes the culture of the company. Yeah. Right? Because owners think differently than sole entrepreneurs working together. And I feel like the culture of the company, because you're all owners, everybody has each other's back, which is a very different than any other brokerage, because
we're all aligned.
It's very like for yourself, you're like your own little island, and you're working, this, I've never seen so many people come together to literally just help each other for nothing.
That's
expect to have each other's back. And that's just the kind of culture that I want to be a part of and create in my other businesses for people, because I think when we all work together for a common goal, which is to provide enormous amount of service and value to customers, that just grows and grows and grows, right? You know, and being a part of a team like that. But like you said, that 90-day boot camp and stuff, you're being trained to think like an entrepreneur, like an owner, which gives more value, again, all those layers deep when you're dealing with customers. So it's just amazing company.
I can't remember how much money I have saved. I was paying a ton of money for courses and training and networking with people from all over the world. And with EXP, I mean, it's like that. It's all free. It's all right there. And I'm networking with people from all over the world for free now. I mean, it's all right there. It's so simple.
Referral network. The referral network is ridiculous. And everybody's right there at that, just the end of your keyboard. 2 seconds, you get responses. You have a question, you get it now. Like, unbelievable. It's crazy.
I'm smiling the whole time because I'm just like, it's so exciting for me as an owner, like a previous owner, to see how excited other people are now, right? And you know what? I mean, I'd never seen this kind of excitement before when I owned my own brokerage for 10 years. So it makes me feel good about making the move, because now I can see everybody else get excited. And you guys will see that once you start bringing other people on and you seeing, people succeed and coming to you and they're like, oh my God, this has changed my life. And I've been able to do this now. I've been able to do that because I've got more freedom. I've got more time. I've got, more money, obviously, but there's a balance and everybody's got to be balanced. So anyways, listen, guys, I wanted to thank you so much for your time. We've gone on here for a while, and I know everybody's excited. We could probably all talk for an hour each about all the advantages. But I'm just going to tell everybody, if you're looking to sell your home, or you're looking to buy a home, or you want to find out more about this, great model that we're part of, reach out to any one of us. Christy's number's scrolling along the bottom there. It's a pretty easy one. Reach out to her, ask questions. We don't expect people to change, but you know what? At least have the information in front of you and know that if a situation ever comes up where you're thinking of making a change, at least you know that this is an option for you. So again, thank you so much for your time, Christy, and welcome aboard. We're pretty excited to have you, and I'm so excited to have Catherine and Michelle as partners as well. And I look forward to doing lots and lots of business with all of you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for having us.